Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Amadai Shakur. So Marlon Wayans has come out and responded to all of the people giving him backlash for his comments about the riverboat brawl. Let's get into it.
Woke up to a bunch of stupid ass Google alerts with a bunch of stupid ass sites misinterpreting my entire post. Why the fuck would I criticize black people for defending themselves? I'm black. The fuck? Nobody knows irony anymore, huh? That just went out the window. It's the irony of the song. Stupid asses.
Honestly, I find it very interesting that he's trying to insinuate that we took it the wrong way, that we just took it and ran with it, that we, misinterpreted it. And then he called us stupid. Okay, now first he said we were silly, or the people in Montgomery, Alabama were silly. Okay, now he's calling people stupid because they went in on him. And so there you see his comment. He said, how about we not try it in a small town? Shite silly, bro. Let's all just be love, not war. Well, at the end of the day, that would be easy to do if certain people didn't have a hatred in their hearts and weren't full of racism. Then perhaps we could have that. But since some people don't, then we can't. At the end of the day, what did he expect those people to do? Sit there and watch that man get beaten to a pulp? I mean, I have real questions. Now, he says that his comments were about the irony of the song. Well, no, it wasn't anything ironic about it, okay? There was nothing ironic about it. And quite frankly, it seems like he was trying to be politically correct or perhaps trying to pander to the status quo. At the end of the day, he was definitely criticizing the people for simply defending themselves, which I find all interesting. Because at the end of the day, Marlon Wayans needs to realize, okay, who are his biggest supporters? Okay, let's not bite the hand that feeds you. Okay, let's not do that. Otherwise, Marlon, you could be like the people that were at the riverboat. Okay, you could F around and find out. All right, I'm just saying, if we stop supporting the things that you're doing, I'm sure it would hurt those pockets. Please pay attention. Now, what he basically was doing was calling them some stereotypical people of my skin tone. That's what it was. But at the end of the day, that's very funny coming from a man who's built his entire career on stereotypical images and characters. In fact, that's what his family has done. Now, I don't have a problem with that because I've absolutely enjoyed all of it. I've watched it and supported. But who does he think he is now trying to condemn us? Or, the people in Montgomery, shall I say. But I say us because I'm speaking for my people as a whole, a collective. Okay? And then he says, what does he look like? Saying something about us, about them defending themselves. What does he look like? And because he's our skin tone? Well, we know that. That's why we had a problem with it. That's why we gave you backlash, okay, at the end of the day, because he should have just kept those comments to himself. You see, sometimes it's okay not to say anything. I mean, I just find it very interesting that someone whose family grew up in the projects wants to sit there and then talk down on other people of his own skin tone. He, of all people, should know and understand, how these things can turn out. Okay? He's never bothered to speak up about social injustices to my recollection. I've never heard him talk about what happened to George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Tamir Rice. Okay? Any of those people, but he had something to say when our people come out and defend themselves, which really looks kind of raccoonish, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. But at the end of the day, maybe he should have just said nothing. Okay? And if he didn't think that he did anything wrong, why did he feel the need to come out and respond? Pay attention. And the thing with people like Marlon, these celebrities of my own skin tone who come out and say things against their own, because they want to pander or they don't want to, ruffle anyone's feathers or, stir the waters or any of those things. Well, the problem with that is that when you do so, you're actually throwing your own people under the bus. Those who have supported you, who've always admired you, and those things. So you would not be the star that you are had it not been for us supporting you, okay, at the end of the day. So, yeah, and then he asked the question, how does he look? condemning people of his own skin tone for defending themselves? Well, that's a question he should ask himself. Because, yeah, that's exactly what you did when you said it was silly. Let's be about love and not war and all of that. At the end of the day, sometimes you will have to go to war, okay? Sometimes you will have to defend yourselves and others. That's just a part of life. Now, I find it interesting that he didn't say anything about the other people who started this whole entire debacle, but he chose to go in on the people that look like him. Yeah, I find it very interesting. Please make it all make sense, Marlon Wayans, if you can. Now, the only thing ironic about the song was the fact that the people who started the whole brawl, well, they were likely amped up and listening to that song and getting all crunk and all of that. And then they're the ones who tried it in a small town and then effed around and found out. So yeah, that was ironic, but certainly not Marlon's comments. But I'll tell you something else that was ironic. The fact that Marlon spent a large portion, a good amount of his last stand-up talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock in the slap and saying that was the happiest day of his life. So let me get this straight. A man of his skin tone slapping another man of his skin tone was the happiest day of his life. But he wants to complain about people of his skin tone fighting back against the people who attack them that are not of their skin tone. Okay, yeah. Please make that all make sense because it's clearly nefarious, okay? At the end of the day, Marlon said what he said, and he did so with his entire chest. So sit back and take that L, Marlon, okay? Because you're going to learn today, beloved. That's what you're going to do. You're going to learn today. And you know what? You can miss us with it. Your response was nonchalant, and it was the less than lackluster as far as I'm concerned. And what you can do is you can have several seats in that chair right there, beloved. Now, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only.